On your radical, it's 5 years ago right now. I had you shorting Chicago Bridge and Iron. I had you buying options on it. It went from $17 to $8 in one day. You know, how come you didn't get rich, Kevin? Remember, it was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I had you going all in Apple and Tesla. I had you buying Tesla at $3. Play back the tape. When everybody else was gold and silver, I'm like, short gold and silver. Go in Tesla, play back, play back. I got away from the stock market for the last 2 years. I said, you can't play it. You can't touch it because the feds are manipulating it. $5 trillion. Science fiction economic. It's time to get out. The stock market's the most overpriced in the history of the stock. The average PE on a stock right now is like 27. I was looking at Con Ed yesterday. You're talking a utility stock. The PE is 27. Apple's PE is 27. It's grotesque. What's the traditional historical PE? Was 12. It's moved because of the science fiction economics for 20 years, cleared to 15. But it's 50% overvalued. It's grotesque. This freaking buying stocks, the Fed just pumping it is, well, I think it's illegal what they've done. You know what? The average CEO increased their wages by 31% last year around. The average CEO is making $20 million a year. This has been a Ponzi scheme now for 22 years. I was taught at the #1 school of finance in the United States in freaking 2020. I did the PPI, I did the CPI, and they're like, Blanche, that's the first time I ever see you get it wrong in front. I says, I never got it wrong. Greenspan right. He's lowering rates when he should be raising. You know, remember when Volcker raised it to 20%? Oh, it worked. What prosperous times we had in the 90s because of Volcker. Well, what ugly times we had because of Greenspan. Just slash the rate, slash the rate, slash the rate. This thing is the most bloated pig in the history of the United States. It's grotesquely over. And people don't even know. I mean, you people are just gambling the market with this $5 trillion they just looted. I mean, $5 trillion they dumped into this economy. Siamese twin. Debt and hyperinflation. This is, I mean, what is the dagger to any economy? Inflation. It kills everything and everybody. Well, except for this, Fukushima. I mean, this is a looter's ball from hell. This is unbelievable. Somebody asked me yesterday, is Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme? I says, yes, just like the United States stock market, just like the United States Treasury. 31. We went from 30 to 30.4 trillion in 3 weeks. And that's all we hear from Biden, from Trump, from Obama, from Bush. I mean, we thought Bush was a looter. Till Obama come along, then Trump. I mean, the GOP, remember when they were fiscally responsible? Now it's the tax the future, get to my friends GOP. And the left? Oh, we never seen a bomb they didn't like. Where's Biden today? I mean, more pork. Everybody's got their freaking tongue in the trough just slurping. Not me. I never got a stimulus check. I just got AML leukemia. I just do all the dirty work. How come you're not so rich, Kevin? Right when I bought all that in the fall of 2011, I got AML leukemia. I forked over $880,000 of Tesla stock and Apple stock to get into a bone marrow transplant center. I spent how many years in there fighting for my life? Right now, 5 years ago, I was having open heart surgery. Remember I had you shorting? Had you shorting Chicago Bridge and Iron? How about, well, I wanted you to short Toshiba because they were owned by Westinghouse. They went bankrupt. Chicago Bridge and Iron went bankrupt. Arriva, all the nuclear energy stocks. And now you're going to play uranium. Yay, uranium stocks. 35% of all nuclear reactors in the world have been shut down post-Fukushima, and more, and they haven't built any. Demand? No, it's a dead cat bounce, but it's a Ponzi scheme. Go to freaking Vegas and freaking, at least you get there's a little more fun than freaking gambling the stock market, because that's all you are. Nobody even knows how to read a balance sheet. What's a PE ratio? A guy asked me yesterday who had just bought a bunch of Con Ed. I'm like, that thing's so grotesquely overvalued. The whole thing, but the Fed's manipulating it. Just think the fact that the Fed, QE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the Fed buying billions and trillions of stocks. Talk about a sham. I mean, unbelievable. When does this dry up? The everything bubble burst. Real estate bubble from hell. Food bubble from hell. Everybody says food. There's no food shortages. There's no food. We're producing way too much. You know how much milk, cheese, meat we dump? These guys are taking, it used to be called price gouging. Okay? The PPI and CPI